Chapter 9. Angelica was close to giving up when she saw the others. The red roses were subtle. They had to be. There was as much fabric in all three of their dresses put together as Angelica had on her own. Andrea was in her usual white. Carmen wore her favourite purple, and Delia wore black. Angelica had no idea how she hadn't spotted them before, each in their signature colours. As soon as she arrived in the group, Angelica was handed a drink. It was as though they had been waiting for her, knowing her appearance was close. She sipped it slowly over the same period of time the others finished off 3 or 4 drinks each. They talked for 20 minutes non-stop, mostly about Angelica's love life or lack thereof. Andrea's peroxide blonde hair had been back-combed and blow-dried, so it stood up around 10 inches above the top of her head. It was a good reference point for Angelica, in case she needed to pop to the loo and needed to find them again. There was nobody else at that height, even the men. Angelica loved the colour white. She would probably have dyed her hair that colour if it wasn't always associated with getting older, but she could manage to make the rest of her outfit that colour. Her white stilettos were so high that Angelica winced every time Andrea lurched from one side to the other. She could imagine a broken ankle, but Andrea wore these all the time and somehow managed to just walk, dance, and do whatever else she needed to do without injury. "Angelica, you need a good man. Tommy needs a father figure," Andrea stated. "Like Gerard," Angelica replied. "You can have him if you like," Andrea joked. They all knew that Gerard didn't like English women, especially English women in Spain. "I'll pass that on. I'm quite happy where I am, and Tommy's quite happy too." Carmen had been a beauty queen in her youth, but the years had taken their toll on the way she felt about how she looked. To Angelica and the rest of the group, she looked absolutely amazing, with a natural beauty that glowed. All you had to do was watch the way men melted in her presence to know that she was attractive beyond belief to the opposite sex. But all Carmen could see was the difference between what she looked like today and what she used to look like when she was winning beauty pageants and collecting praise for how she looked. "You're so amazing, Angelica," Carmen slurred. She couldn't take her drink, still not knowing her limit even though she'd been drinking alcoholic beverages for almost 2 decades. "You're amazing too, Carmen. You know how I feel about you," Angelica replied, steadying her friend while taking her drink from her and placing it on the table next to them. Carmen picked the drink up with the other hand and spoke again. "Maybe if we're both still single this time next year. You've been watching too many movies. We're great friends, but I don't feel that way for you, Carmen. You know that," Angelica replied with a nervousness. Carmen enjoyed making her squirm. She didn't mean it, but was more than happy to tease. "Okay. Maybe we'll stick to men," Carmen responded. Delia wore her dark hair short and parted at one side. Angelica always joked with her that it was so straight that it could have been drawn in by a ruler. Her hair was always perfect. In addition, her clothing always looked like it had been designed specifically for her. Maybe it had been. She wasn't short of cash. Her family were one of the richest in the whole Valencia region. She had the money to do whatever she wanted at any time she liked. What she wanted and liked was to spend time with her friends. "Are you glad you came?" Delia asked. "Finally, some sensible conversation," Angelica answered. "Yes, I'm really enjoying it. How about you?" Delia's face never gave away any clues as to what she was thinking. She was stony-faced when happy, sad, angry, and every other emotion. Angelica couldn't work her out. So she took to asking Delia how she felt rather than try to read the minuscule facial movements that might have given it away. "I'm really enjoying myself. I can't think anything better than spending time with you guys. Unless, of course, I get the opportunity to spend time with him," Delia said and pointed. A man with scraggy brown hair passed by around 30 feet away. He was younger than most in the venue. As the Javier social scene matured, so did the clientele. Delia always liked to see fresh blood. He was definitely that. Carmen and Andrea were in full conversation. Delia had left to follow the younger man with scraggy hair. It was time for Angelica to go to the loo.